pick a card reading for divine workers of the light, or you can call yourself light workers or shadow and light workers, all of the above. So we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1 with the flat fluorite crystal. And then pile number 2, you have this crystal. I can never remember the name of it. It starts with the D, but it's helpful for clear thinking. It's helpful for the throat chakra. And then pile 3, you have the fluorite ball. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to meditate on which pile resonates with you. So pile 1, again, you have the flat fluorite crystal. Pile 2, you have this blue stone. I can't remember the name of it. It starts with the D. And then pile 3, you have the fluorite ball as your option. And then I'll give you guys some time. We'll go ahead and start. I am doing a live reading, so okay. Let's go ahead and start the reading for pile number 1. Let's start with you. Okay. So if you guys are drawn to the flat fluorite crystal, and you guys can look up the meaning of fluorites and its healing properties to get more guidance on that. But let's go ahead and tap into your energy, light workers. And I'm going to be using a spread that I actually resonated with. It was a spread that I found online. I think it was created by the New Age hipster, I think her name is. Let me see. Yeah, newagehipster.com. It's a tarot spread that I was drawn to, so I'm giving them their credit for the inspiration for this spread, for the reading. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to fit all cards in frame as much as possible. Okay, so pile number 1, as a light worker, as a divine worker of the light, what is your message from Spirit as far as how to find your light in darkness? So when you're dealing with the shadows and you're dealing with your own personal darkness, how do you find your light within that? You have be present, you have communicate with Spirit. Okay? So for 1, Spirit wants you to be present within your situation, be present within self, be present within your body, and tap in and tune into self. Tune into where you are. How do you feel? What are you thinking? Be very clear about this. Be still. When you're overreactive and when your emotions are on 10, it's very hard to discern what's going on around and within you. So you have to tune in, and that could be as a form of meditation. You also have communicate with Spirit. So allow yourself to seek out that divine connection with source within yourself, and call on your spiritual team to assist you and help you. For some of you, this is energy shifting that you're doing. You're shifting the frequency and energy when you're present and when you're communicating with Spirit through your shadow, through your darkness that you're dealing with. Some methods that might be helpful could be listening to certain frequencies or vibrations. So like meditation music, I would not suggest this if you are driving or doing something like a physical activity. This is more fitting for if you're in a place where you can be still, or you can lay down, or you can just, sit. Maybe taking a break, maybe going out in nature and grounding your energy, some type of practice to align your energy, some type of breathing exercises as well, I'm getting. So how do you anchor and ground yourself in your light? So how do you anchor and ground yourself within this light? Spirit is saying to express yourself, speak truth. You have to speak truth and you have spirituality. So, how do you ground and anchor yourself in your light? At this season, this may not be a method that you'll have to use always. This could be just where you're at currently right now, and that's where connecting with spirit comes in so you can discern where you're at. But how to anchor and ground your energy within yourself and your light right now, spirit is saying to express yourself more, speak more truth, more of your spiritual truth. You might be holding on to a lot of sacred information that you're receiving. You may be guided to start helping others. You may be a vocal piece. As a light worker, yes, you will have different forms of how you use your gifts. And part of your gifts is speaking and expressing and communicating with others, and you might be capping yourself. So this could be a throat chakra block for some of you, or an imbalance within your throat chakra that's not allowing you to fully express yourself. Okay. All right. So how do you look after yourself? What can you do to look after yourself? You have Aset, which is Isis with surrender, and that is number 44. That could be a significant number for you. And you have Tutuba, hopefully I'm saying her name right, number 4, feeling safe. You have a lot of 4s. So grounding is definitely needed for you guys. Grounding is very important, grounding your energy. And you have this goddess here, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, and it's Desire, number 8. So 8 could be significant to you because you have 44 here. And that together is an 8. Hey, Besso, how are you? So 8, infinity. You guys are infinite beings. You're abundant. You guys might have a very strong, powerful energy. Some of you guys could be life path number 8s or life path number 4. But how to look after yourself. Spirit is saying to surrender. So there might be a need for you to surrender to where you are. You may not fully understand why you're at where you're at within yourself. That goes back to being present within yourself. This baby is being taken care of. He's nursing off of his mother. So for a lot of you, you guys could be pregnant right now. You guys could be pregnant. You guys could either be a soon-to-be father for some, and for others, you're going through a birthing process within yourself where you may not fully understand your journey or your process right now. So Spirit is saying in order to ground or to look after yourself, you are going to have to surrender to the stress, the worries. How do I do this? How is this going to happen? And this is taking time to nourish yourself and nurture yourself as if you were your own child, if that makes sense. And for others of you, if this is parenthood, to have patience with yourself and also take time to nurture and nourish yourself as well as you do your children. And you have feeling safe. So another thing about looking after yourself is working on a practice that makes you secure in where you are. Some of you guys might be very anxious, very worried, stressed out, paranoid for certain reasons. Some of you guys, you might have some issues surrounding your stability or a home situation or your finances, something with home. Most specific, I feel like it's surrounding that, or something with parenthood. And some of you guys might have to heal some inner child wounds connected to your mother. Something within your home, maybe you're used to instability at home, and being in solitude and being in silence, it can feel very weird. It could feel awkward because maybe you're used to chaos. I'll use myself as an example of this, like as a testimony, because growing up, we moved a lot. I was always moving, and my parents divorced when I was young. They didn't really have the healthiest of bond. It was no romance in it. So I wasn't used to that foundation of a man and woman in my home, that stability. And if you think of Isis or Aset and her counterpart, they represent the divine masculine, divine feminine energy, and the sacred child. So some of you guys may have lacked that, and maybe you guys are wanting to manifest that, or maybe you guys do have a stable home and it feels foreign to you, it feels awkward to have that, so you don't know what it's like to be secure. Or if it's not about outside things, when you're in a place where nothing's happening in life, it's stillness, it's quiet, you might worry like what's going on, is there something, like what am I supposed to be doing, because you're used to always moving, always on the go. And I say that again for myself, I can say that this part resonates. As an example, if this makes sense, certain times in my life where I'm called to just be still and do nothing and be, just be present. I don't have to always be doing something or trying to figure out the next solution to something or do. Sometimes we're just supposed to be in stillness and be and heal and recover that way, or to help us be more present with life and pay attention, or to hear God more clear. So some of you guys, it might feel foreign if you're used to things always being chaotic and things always moving around you and happening around you. So how to look after yourself is to work on that practice, or some sort of, I would say, do work grounding work with the earth, like I forgot what we call it, when you plant your feet in the ground, in the ground, it's earthing, I guess you can call it, where you dig up dirt and you ground your feet in that dirt and you just sit with it for a while. Or you can walk barefoot on the grass, like your the chakra points in your feet touching the ground is very healing for a time. When you do it for a certain amount of time, or as often as you feel led to, it helps. Okay. Then you have desire. So another way to look after yourself is to focus on what brings you joy and pleasure. What is it that you desire out of life? Focus on what you truly desire without limitations. If there were no blockages, if there were no, let's say for instance, if there were no so-called limits, or what you feel like your limits are in life, if you didn't have that capping you, what would you do? What would that look like? What would your desires look like? What would you really obtain or desire to obtain if you didn't have that block there? So let's see, what else, Spirit? How can you be of service to others? In what way can you be of service to others right now? If you're called to and led to at this time, because some of you, it feels like Spirit is like, just be present, surrender. You don't always have to know. You don't always have to have a plan right now. It's just trust for a reason. Sometimes when we're looking for a solution, like a chicken with our head cut off, we are not going to be able to find that solution until we silence and sit. How to work of service, or how to be of a service to others. Four Swords, rest. So you might be called right now to take care of yourself, heal, recover. And there's that four again. Fours are significant to your grounding, foundation, healing, structure. Also being in a place of your own, being in authority and taking control of your life in a way of just surrendering and trusting. Because soon you will be of service to others. You will, I feel like you will be sent out, or you will be placed back. Some of you guys might be taking a break from work. Maybe you guys are already light workers. You already are spiritual workers. And Spirit is saying now is the time to just take care of yourself for a time. It may not be a long period. I don't feel like the Four Swords is a long period. It feels like for a time, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Some of you guys may be led to travel, sleep more, rest more, meditate more. You got some loose ends or some cords to cut, Spirit is saying. There might be a need to clear your energy and cut cords. How to stay spiritually connected. What are you being guided and encouraged to do in order to stay? Thank you. High Priestess, meditate, go within. Sit with yourself more, because you're going to get so many downloads when you're in that receptive mode, that receptive energy. You're just there. You're in the moment. You're present. You can hear Spirit more clear, more effectively. And this is also telling me that some of you guys are about to level up within your spiritual. I'm getting from this. So I want to read because I like these goddess cards. I want to read what each card means. I'm going to start with the feeling safe card because it's number 4. So we're going to start with that card first. And this was how to look after yourself. Okay, so number 4. All right, so this is in the temple of the ancestors, and the element is air. So it says, it's finally safe to be you. You have wandered through a dark night. So yeah, some of you guys could be going through your dark night of the soul. Your trip has been long. There is light ahead. Your liberation is apparent. You deserve to feel secure. Feeling safe is knowing that your basic needs are met. Feeling safe is feeling at home in your body. Feeling safe is trusting your journey. Feeling safe is feeling free around those you love. Feeling safe is trusting that the sun will rise again. If you grew up emotionally and spiritually or physically unsafe, yeah, see, that's what I was picking up with that. Reset your difficult expectations to a healthier vibration. The goddess declaration is, I am safe. It is safe to be safe. Okay, so you don't have to be a woman for this to resonate with you. But there's something that ties into a lack of security with your own mother for some of you, not everybody. Or something with your motherhood. Some of you guys might be beating yourself up and feel like you're not showing up as a mother as you feel like you should, or something like that. Some of you guys could be from Ghana. Some of you guys could have ties to Barbados. Some of you guys, I feel, if you have plants in your home, because I'm seeing flowers and plants, that might also be a thing that helps you feel secure and grounded, is having, maybe you have a garden, or maybe you're being led to start your own garden, or maybe to buy more flowers or purchase plants, you know, that you resonate with, that you can take care of and help ground your energy. One of the parts that stood out to me in this, it said, feeling safe is knowing that your basic needs are met. So some of you guys might be worried. Again, I was getting something about foundation. So your foundation, your home, maybe your stability, your money, something around that, you might feel like you're worried about things being met, like having your bill paid on time or something, or something about home. Spirit is saying trust. And that's why the surrender might be hard for some of you, because it's like, okay, no, I got to figure this out. I got to do this. I got to do that. When you release and surrender to, I don't have the solution right now, and I haven't found my solution. When you let go, it's like things will be revealed to you. That what you're seeking is going to find you, because you're not desperately trying to find it. Sometimes we look in the wrong space because our mindset is limited or set on a dead set thing, rather than the infinite. Hence the 8s. Remember, something with 8s with you guys. The infinite possibilities and probabilities that can come for you, if that makes sense, or solutions that can come, or that you'll be led to. Okay, so let's look at number 8 with the desire card. And this is the temple of the conjuress. So some of you guys might work in conjure work. You might do a lot of root work. Some of you. She deals with the Ashanti tribe in Africa. The message is to dream bigger. Puny desires constrict you. Your desires create your life, so allow them to flow boldly. What do you really desire? Get specific. See it. Smell it. Feel it. Call it in now. What you desire desires you. Does your desire flow from love, or does it flow from fear? Manifestations that come from fear-based desires keep you safe and small. Desires that come from your soul expand your world. What I desire desires me. So when you're in alignment with your desires that are in your soul, rather than your fleshly and ego desires, or your fears desires, or limitations, when you're in the flow of it, you'll start to see that the universe conspires to make it happen. You start to see things align and kind of just work out. Like if it's something that you got to trust this too. You got to trust that the universe is going to get you to where you're appointed to go. If it's meant for you to be there, everything will just happen almost seamlessly. All you got to do is show up. You just got to be in ready, or in a place of position to walk into it or step into it or allow the right people in or around to assist with this, because that's how it works. Okay, so number 44 with Aset, aka, as some of you guys know, the Greek term or Greek name, Isis, the Egyptian goddess Aset. Shout out to Mama Aset over there. So we have goddess of spiritual surrender, Nubia and Egypt. The temple is the high priestess. Okay. We did pull the high priestess card, so I don't know what I did with it. Did I shuffle it back in the deck? I think I did. Okay. It doesn't matter. Oh, no, here it is. Sorry. There she is. Okay. So it says, let it all go. Say out loud now, I surrender. These words cast a spell. Breathe them in. Release control. Stop bonding around struggle. Hand the keys to the divine. Allow spirit to carry you and fill in the gaps. All of this is just like aligning. You don't have to figure it all out. God and goddesses have your back. Have faith in where you are at this moment. Your declaration is, everything I need to know finds me at the perfect time. See? Can't make it up, man. It's right there for you. As a light worker, pile 1, this was your reading. I hope you took heed to the messages. This does not always have to apply fully at every season of your journey. I feel like this is now, for some of you that are meant to receive, this is your now energy, but this isn't your permanent energy as a light worker. This is just where your place or called to focus right now, if that makes sense, okay? So that was your reading, pile number 1. I do hope that was helpful to those of you that chose that pile. So I'm going to now move on to pile number 2. If I can get my cards together. Okay. Let's see, pile number 2. Message for all the light workers, divine workers of light. Pile number 2, this was your reading. If you were drawn to this blue crystal, it starts with a D. I cannot remember, but it's helpful for clarity of the mind. Also the throat chakra. All right. Divine flow with divine timing. Honor the process. Safe. This is kind of similar to pile number 1 a little bit. Scarcity and radical rebirth. Let's put them to the side. Okay, we're gonna make this work. Okay, so you guys didn't get as much cards, and I pulled as I was led to pull the cards, so they might not all be the same. So as a worker of light, I'm gonna be using a spread by newagehipster.com that I found online that I was drawn to. So I'm giving them their credits for this spread. I cannot take credit for this, only the intuitive aspect of it. So we're looking at how to find your light in the darkness. Okay, so this may resonate with wherever you're at currently in your season as a light worker. It does not have to apply to all completely with your whole light work, your path as a light worker. It might apply in some cases, or like I said, just seasonal, just whenever you're meant to see this or watch this. Okay, so in your now. So how to find your light in the darkness. So you have divine flow, or flow with divine timing. Okay, so how you find your light in the darkness is to really just trust. And I have a feeling that this might be a thing, because if you are a spiritual worker, you do have to flow with divine time, divine order, divine orchestration, and trust in your divine guidance. Because if you're working for the light, you are taking instructions from that higher source that you're connected to, that is within you and working through you. So that makes sense. You're not going to be, your flesh, your ego is not in control of this. Your higher self, your divinity, that source, God, whatever you feel comfortable saying, that source that worketh within you, the power that worketh within you and invested in you, you have to be in flow with that. So, and then also you have number 29, which is 11. So 11s might be significant for some of you. So how to find your light is Spirit is saying to flow with divine timing. Really trust, because we all have seasons of darkness at times where we have to go through the shadow processes, where we have to heal, go through our dark night, face our shadows, maybe help other people with their shadows. You know, it's almost inevitable as a spiritual worker. You have to work through both light and shadow energy. There's no exemption or denying of the other. They're both equally needed and important. So, how do you anchor or ground yourself in your light? Honor your process. Honor your process. For those of you that are seeing a lot of monarch butterflies of that same color, that is a message from your spiritual team at this time when you're seeing this, to honor where you are and to trust where you are, to be receptive of it. Some of you guys might resonate more with the light worker side of it rather than doing shadow work or dealing with people's shadows. You more so deal with the lighter energies, or lighter goddess energies, or lighter like gods that are like Buddhas and light energy like that, or Kuan Yin energies, not so much shadow like Anubis's or Sekhmet's or Hecate, hopefully I'm saying her name right, like those darker sources, those energies that deal with shadow work, or the Kalis. You might resonate more with lighter energy. There's nothing wrong with either or, really. But honor your process. And I feel like you guys are, something that you've been working on or working through is taking fruit. Like, it's starting to grow, if that makes sense. And you yourself are going through your metamorphosis. And as you know, the process of the butterfly is not an easy process. It's not always comfortable, especially when you're being birthed out of certain energies, circumstances, patterns, mindsets. It's uncomfortable. So honor your process, honor where you're at. Don't look at anybody else's paper in the classroom. Mind your own. Focus on where spirit has you at this time. Okay, so how do you look after yourself? Safe. And you have a grizzly bear. This is the throat chakra card. So I feel like the spirit wants you to start affirming that you are secure, you're safe, you're loved. I am where I'm supposed to be. It's like, start affirming those affirmations that speak about you being where you're supposed to be, like those feelings of security and comfort. You're not lying to yourself. You're affirming to yourself that everything is okay. You are here for a reason. I feel like spirit wants you to utilize affirmations to look after yourself. And that grizzly bear, sometimes bears for me represent protection or a symbol of security, mama bear energy. So whether you're male or female, tap into that energy. Some of you guys might be guided to communicate with an ancestor or a spirit guide or an angelic presence, or most importantly, source, God, the most high, the all. Tapping into that source that loves you, the divine mother and divine father energy source, that you are secure, you are safe. Affirm that to yourself, or pray, or it does feel like it's more like vocal things, like you're utilizing your throat chakra. That's what I'm getting for this. So find some type of affirmation that resonates with you, or a prayer that resonates with you around your security, your safety, and speak it out loud, which is more effective. The vibration in your voice, it shifts the energy in your body. Okay. So how can you be of service to others? How can you be of service to others right now in your light work? You have radical rebirth and scarcity. So radical rebirth goes into the whole butterfly energy too, your caterpillars, your metamorphosis. The number 5 is about change. And for some of you, you guys have a strong feminine ancestry, or women in your family that are very strong. They might have had to adapt to a lot of changes, whether it was cultural changes, whether it was climate changes, or they had to always relocate for survival. And it's, again, you guys have a lot of protective energy, but it feels like feminine energy, like mama energy or grandmother energy or aunts, or some type of ancestry where the females in your family are very strong, very protective. So the scarcity for some of you guys, it's like Spirit is stripping things away from you as you are. Spirit might be pulling you guys out of your comfortable spaces and environments, and it might look like lack. Um, it might appear that things are working against you rather than for you for some of you. Others, it's like you might not resonate with certain things or certain people anymore, and you might look at it as a bad thing if something is seemingly being stripped away from you or removed out of your life. Um, for some of you guys, if you, I know that I like struggled with this at some point, like with my channel, where I switched up kind of like my messages where I wasn't focusing on certain things, and I went through different I guess seasons of this, like time frames of this. When I first started my channel, like years ago, where I first started my channel, I was guided to stop doing twin flame readings, and I had lost hella subscribers, my views, because it was like everybody was in love with me when I was doing that. But when I stopped doing that and said that I was led to stop doing those readings at that time, it, you know, a lot of people were not happy with that, and I had to be okay with that because Spirit was removing those people because it wasn't for me to speak to them anymore. I wasn't supposed to speak to that group of people anymore. Some people stuck around because they resonated with where I was going. And as time goes on, my message may not always be the same. My delivery may not always be the same as I'm evolving and growing, and as I'm within myself healing or elevating or growing, my message is going to switch up. So sometimes people might resonate with it, you know, or it might be that they don't resonate with it anymore and there's a clean out. And sometimes I did struggle with that where I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? But it's not always something that you're doing wrong when something is removed, or if you go through a breakup and you're like, okay, well, what did I do wrong? It's really sometimes Spirit is removing things. And in your instance right now, Spirit is removing things that no longer resonate with you or no longer serve you or never did. When you go through your process of metamorphosis, you're growing, you're expanding. So you're not always meant to fit in a certain space, if that makes sense. So it's not scarcity, it's not lack, it's just what it is right now. Not busted what it is right now. Okay, so I want to read what these two cards mean real quick. Number 5 with radical change. Okay, so you have the Temple of the Ancestors, and this is the element of air. It says, yes, you can. Stop the struggle. You can choose at any moment to start over and be reborn. Like the sun, you rise again and again. Dust yourself off, move forward, and go for it again. Life is about transition and change. You will fall on your face. Change your mind. Release the idea that you've messed up. If things aren't perfect, stop waiting to be ready. Make new choices and decisions. Your affirmation is still I rise. Yeah, this is a pick a card, y'all. For those of you that's just tuning in, number 21, let's see. 21 with scarcity. This is the Temple of Shadows. Okay, so shadow work and air. Some of you guys could be air signs because you have 2 air cards, and some of you guys could also have fire in your chart as well. So the message is you have so much more than you realize. You have access to unlimited joy, love, good times, pleasure, and prosperity. Be grateful for your riches. Stop going to the ocean and asking for a thimble full of water. It doesn't feel like it when you're desperate, but scarcity and lack are an illusion. Prosperity is believing that there is an overflow, more than enough love, happiness, well-being, and money to go around. Vampires take from others because they don't have enough life force for themselves. That is scarcity consciousness. When you embody lack, you are always hungry, tired, and jealous. Make a gratitude list. What are you grateful for right now? The goddess's declaration is, my blessings always overflow. Okay, so with the scarcity thing, it can look like lack if you don't see it for what it is. And Spirit says that it is your birthright to always have what that that abundance, those things that are, you know, natural states as happiness, joy. Those things are for us. And I was watching a video. It came up on my feed here on YouTube. I posted it on the community post Friday, I think. And she had made a good point. She said, when I'm like worried about money or I'm trying to manifest, or I tell, you know, my clients or my students for my classes that if you don't have the money right now, tell yourself that if it's meant for me to take this class, this is meant for my purpose and my journey, the money is going to come to me. And I'm more older than money. Money is a man-made thing. So we're far more ancient than money. So it's just a vibration, and it's also just paper. So we should have that mindset. And not just with money, when we look at what other people have, as far as like, oh, this person's gifts, sorry, isn't that in here? When we look at other people's gifts, or oh, this person has more, or why does this person have this, we don't look at our own. And I was getting that with this card, honor your process. Some people, and this was a thing that I struggled with too, that I always would beat myself up because I would look at, oh, well, this person in my family is married and they have this, or they're already in a relationship and they have that, and I'm this age and I don't have this, or why is this happening to me, blah, 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 blah. Worried about everybody else's paper, their tests, rather than looking at your own tests, your own paper, your own whatever you have. We have to be very careful not to cover what other people have, because at the same time, we also don't know what their process of healing was, what they had to grow through to get that, or to even be put in a position to have that. You don't know if it's necessarily even a divine blessing that they have. For some, it might be their gifts that you covet, or oh, this person, why are they good at this? You have to find your own lane. If everybody wanted to be like Michael Jordan, I mean, yeah, you can have inspiration and look at people and look up to them. But you think that if Kobe was like, oh, I just want to be just like Michael Jordan and I'm jealous because he can do this and he can do that, we wouldn't have like Kobe as his own. Like, yeah, everybody can look at somebody and say, oh, I inspired to be that way. But you wouldn't have these different artists and gifts and talents, their own model of who they are. We wouldn't have that if everybody was trying to clone themselves and be like the next person. A lot of people were influenced by Michael Jackson, and you can see some of that in their artistry, but they still have their own element, their own flavor in it. So wanting to have and be, or to have exactly what somebody else has, that caps what the uniqueness that Spirit called you to be and have within your own life. Everybody's journey and process is different. You might not want to go through what he or she had to go through to get what they have. You might not really want that. It might look easy because you see the after effect, but you don't know what they had to do to get that, or the nights that they might have spent sacrificing certain things or crying about things behind the scenes. You don't know that. You don't know. Some people aren't even willing to even do that or go through that thing. So why covet it? There's no need to do that when your gifts and your blessings and your calling is your own. Okay, so how to stay spiritually connected? What can you do at this time to stay spiritually connected? Or actually, did we do how to be of service of others? I don't think so. Maybe we did. No, we didn't. How to be of service to others right now. What can pile number 2 do to be of service to others right now? What can pile 2 do to be of service? King of Swords. Some of you guys might be called to teach. Okay, to be of some type of comfort. If you guys are a male, you guys have a lot of wisdom, maybe a lot of knowledge, I feel, in a certain area. Maybe some of you guys are called to be psychiatrists or family therapists, maybe. So how to be of service. Some of you guys might be led to also help people with their childhood traumas. Some people that have recently lost a family member or people that are mourning some type of loss, or maybe you resonate with mediumship with passed over loved ones or animals or something. So you might be called to do that type of service work if that resonates with you. You could be a male that is a medium that can connect with the other side. Maybe you kind of like our Dr. Doolittle a little bit. You can tap into animals' energies and know what they want or what they need, or you can tap into passed over, like I said, animals, pets, people's pets that have passed on, and tap into their energy. You might have that unique gift. Some of you guys resonate with the animal realm, I see. It's a lot of animal totems, the owls, dogs, female lions, yeah, bears. So some of you guys might resonate with the animal realm. Animal lovers. You grew up as animal lovers. So how can you stay connected with spirit? What can you do to stay more tapped in and connected with spirit? What can pile number 2 do to stay more tapped in and in tune with spirit? Greetings, Miss Free. How you doing? Hello. Let's see. What can you do? What can you do? The star. You have to have a level of faith and hope that all your work is for naught. That it's not for naught, excuse me. That all of the work and the effort, that you will reap what you are owed and sowed. If it's something that is divinely connected to your path, spirit is guiding you. If you feel lost right now, you feel confused about what you're supposed to be doing, spirit is saying keep your eyes focused above, keep your eyes focused on things of the divine, the most high. Focus on you and where you're supposed to be and where spirit is guiding you or want you to be, even if you can't see it all. Keep your eyes above, not on everybody else or what it looks like, but with tapping into spirit. Thank you. Yeah, like the video, y'all, if this resonates with you, or share it with someone you feel like it might help or encourage somebody or bring healing or light to somebody. But yeah, you are in tune with spirit. Some of you guys are trying to find your path at this very moment. You don't understand it, or you feel like you've been on this journey for far too long and you still feel like you haven't reached that place where you want to be, or you're still, trying to manifest your goals, your dreams, and you feel like it's just not happening. It's not coming to pass. But spirit is saying there's a breakthrough. Spirit has to break you out of certain places and spaces that you've been in. You're rising. If you fall down, spirit said continue to get up. Continue. It's like that Pursuit of Happiness movie. I always think about that scene, that last scene in the movie where Will Smith, like that invention that he had, he went through a lot. Like, it wasn't easy for him. It wasn't easy for him. That process, he had to be homeless, him and his son. It was like the people saying no to his invention, it not working sometimes. Like, he had to keep going back. And so he had that one breakthrough. And at the end, that scene where he was walking out of the building, he was walking in the street or whatever, and he was just, it was that type of feeling. That feeling. Continue. You got to have that undying faith, and sometimes it's not easy, and that's why in the Bible it says if you just have faith as small as a mustard seed, that's all you need. Like, sometimes we can be so broken in faith, but that is still that little push within us. You got to hold on to that. Okay, so that was pile number 2. So now we're gonna move on to pile number 2 or 3. My bad. Maybe pile 2 and 3 resonate. Maybe all of them. All right, maybe all of the piles might resonate with some of y'all. So pile number 3, if you were drawn to one of my new favorite crystals, because it looks like the ocean, and like regular daylight lighting, this looks like the ocean. That's why I was drawn to it. It's a fluorite crystal. Some of you guys might be drawn to the fluorite. All right, so let's tap in and see. I'm going to be using a tarot spread created by newagehipster.com. So I'm giving them their credit for this spread that I was drawn to. And we're going to tap into those of you that are divine workers of the light. What is your guidance at this time? This may not apply throughout your entire journey as a light worker, but it may resonate for a season or a time, or whatever might apply for you. Some cards came out exactly in the same amount as the other piles. Actually, none of them came out in the same quantity. It's just all in how many I was led to pull. So no discriminations, just all what I was led to do. Okay, so let's tap in and see how to find your light in the darkness. How to find your light in the darkness, you have number 39, slow down. I just want to get to know you, but sometimes. Number 26, sparkle and shine. This is a pretty card. I like these cards, it's so pretty. Okay, so how to find your light in the darkness. Spirit is saying to slow down, like be present in your energy, but at the same time, I feel like it took a while for you to really come into this place of your own where you really fully embrace who you are in a way. Maybe you had to go through different seasons where you embrace different parts of yourself, but it's like you're coming into a full alignment or fuller alignment with your gifts, your talents, your uniqueness. You're very eccentric, I feel. Some of you guys, I feel like, are indigo children. You guys might be more of the artistic type of light worker. You might be more drawn to artistic pieces to invoke healing, or write poems, or maybe just different works. Not works, writing pieces like journalism, poetry, or something that is healing, that's meant to enlighten or spark some type of provoke thought or provoke different insights of spirituality. For some of you, you guys could be a singer that talks about spiritual things. You guys are the creatives. I don't know. I'm getting like you guys are very creative. Yeah. So, but Spirit is saying like it might have been like a sluggish process. You feel like the turtle against the hare. Like it took you some time to really get to a place within yourself where it's like, this is me. I'm birthing me out. These are my gifts. These are my talents. Some of you guys are being called now to share that. Some of you guys might be like costume stylists, or I don't know, that's not the right term, but some of you guys might be very gifted in like stage costumes or creating jewelry for photo shoots and stuff like that, or headpieces, head jewelry. Um, yeah, I don't know. I get like a funky vibe, like Little Dragon mixed with Erica Badu. Um, what's that lady's name? Sia. It's like some type of eccentric galactic type of artist, or you guys might be a painter that paints art that looks similar to this woman. Let me show you again, because this is a dope card. Like you guys might be very, very eccentric. Get indigo child. So how to find your light in the shadows is to create more, but take your time. Like, or if you've been holding back and saying, oh no, I'm not ready yet to be this, oh I can't come forth yet, it's not my time. Spirit is like, no, it's your time. It's time to birth you out. You've been sitting on the sidelines or kind of dimming your light for so long to fit in when that's not what you were called to be. You weren't called to fit in. That's not what it is. When you're a light worker, we all have different gifts that we are given, and different assignments that we're given, and different people that we're meant to, for a time, connect with or help, inspire, support. So yeah, don't cap and limit yourself. Not y'all. You guys might have purple and blue auras. Okay, so how to anchor and ground yourself in your light. You have accepting and fear. Yes, some of you guys got to work through grounding yourself in acceptance. Work on your solar plexus. Some of you guys have a wolf-like spirit. You guys have a spirit of a warrior or a passionate energy, but you guys cap it due to fear. Maybe fear of what other people are going to say about you, think about you. Maybe you guys might have been bullied as a child, so that might cap you from being your creative authentic self. Maybe people in your family shamed you for your style, or certain desires or goals that you had, or made fun of you for. Some of you guys might have a gap in your in your teeth, excuse me. Like some of you guys might have like interesting smiles. They're not perfectly straight teeth or something. Or you might have teeth that be like, oh, you have bunny teeth or something. Like, it's something with your smile. Something about your look that is like, yeah, it's like something about you. your looks are unique. You might have tattoos, or you guys might have tattooed like tribal prints on your face or something. Like something about you is very different. And it's taken you a long time to get to a place where you finally accept who you are. And for some of you guys, Spirit is saying how to ground yourself in your light is to focus on your solar plexus, focus on that warrior spirit that you that is fearless, because whoever you were taught to be or capped to be, that's not you. That fear energy. Some of you guys might not be so light and fluffy in your energy. You might like a little bit of like weird, you know, I wouldn't say weird, but like to others, it could be taboo things. Um, like shadow like things, or people are like, oh, that's scary, or oh, you're weird, oh, you like this, or you look like a demon or something. Maybe you like to wear contacts that are like white like straight white contacts, or cat eye contacts or something, and people like, you're weird. Or you like wearing um interesting lipsticks, colors, or makeup, or hairstyles, and you might be ridiculed for that. But Spirit is like, you are going to inspire others, like specifically like in the area of art, theater, fashion, music. For some of you, like take this as this applies. That is your realm of things. So how to look after yourself. You have truth number 34. And this is self-reflecting. She's looking at her reflection in the water. And there's something with red. You guys might want to work with your solar plexus and your root chakra, clearing your sacral chakra. Some of you guys, you could have been, I don't want to use that word on here because it might be sensitive. So if you're sensitive to sexual traumas and topics, you might want to click off. But some of you guys may have dealt with sexual trauma and abuse. And that does kind of block the energy a little bit, that creative flow, that childlike essence and innocence, that purity kind of gets stifled and blocked from shame. So you might have to heal through that, you guys. But this is, Spirit is saying for you, how to look after yourself is to really reflect and look at yourself. Do mirror magic. That was hard for me at a time, to like say affirmations to myself in the mirror and say, oh, you know, you're this, you're great, you're beautiful, whatever. Affirmations, like, it was really hard for me. It felt inauthentic because I was working through, and still kind of am working through certain insecurities and stuff like that. Not just physical insecurities, but mental and emotional insecurities, and capabilities. Like, so you got to work through it. It's a process if you feel led to do that. Some of you guys might be water signs and fire signs. You guys might be Pisces, Aries, cusp, some of you. So it may be kind of triggering sometimes to, you guys could also be Cancer, Leos, cusp. But it can be very triggering sometimes to face self and really be honest sometimes, even with your own traumas, to really admit it to yourself, because you got to like tap back into how you felt and the memory, and it can be very painful. So you guys deal with the light worker side of things, which, like I was saying with another pile, you can't have light work without shadow work. Sometimes we resonate more with the light work versus the shadow, and vice versa. But I feel like for you, you're a perfect balance of both. You just have to get comfortable with embracing your shadow fully. And it might have taken you some time to admit that. You might have not had a perfect past. Some of you guys, I feel like this is a pile that's been through a lot. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to figure out how to say this in a way that is not triggering like physical harm. Some of you guys as teenagers, you guys might have hurt yourself physically, if you know what I'm saying. For others of you, you might have had, you know, issues with drug addiction in your past, or alcohol addiction, sex addiction. You guys might have been the type that was looking for yourself in all the wrong places and people, partying. Maybe you guys were like the party girl, the party guy, but you met a lot of unique people. Some of you guys tried to cloak yourselves and fit in with what normal people, or quote unquote what normal people do, or teenagers do, or adults do. And that wasn't your scene. And I feel like you're starting to come into who you are, and you're starting to attract people like you, and you're going to be drawn to inspire others like you. So how to take or look after yourself during this shadow work phase that you're in your light working. It's going to benefit your light work because it's going to eliminate that shame when you do this shadow work, which is going to help somebody else to live their truth, however that, whatever that looks like. So let's look at this card, number 34. I want to just look into what it means. So you have Goddess of Truth. Her element is water. It says, get real. What is your truth? Truth telling matters. Being able to tell or to hear the truth matters just as much. Tell the truth. Each person has their own versions. Speak yours. Words have impact. Remember that we all have triggers. Think before you speak and listen with compassion. Be gentle and stay calm in telling truth conversations or in truth telling conversations. The goddess declaration is, the truth is my friend. Okay? So some of you guys might have a long time denied certain parts of yourself because of fear, because of shame, lack of self-acceptance. So some of you guys might be working through these shadows as we speak, or these are shadows that you're still working through or have. Okay, so how to be of service to others. So how can this group be of service to others through their light work, the shadow work? How can they be a service to others? Holy Spirit, how can this group be? The devil. Yeah, through facing your shadows, you're going to help free people of bondage. By you facing your own shadows, your own inner demons, or what other people did to you, people around you, or people that might have been dark in energy, by you facing and confronting that and freeing yourself from those mental bondages or spiritual bondages, emotional bondage, you're going to help other people do the same. There's people out there that's like you, that's going through the same thing that you're going through. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. Some of you guys already work in this field, or you connect with people and like they're inspired by you, because all they see is this. This is what they see. They see this light. They see this eccentric, unique, eclectic, somebody that is an innovative individual that has all this going for them, or seems to have just birthed themselves into this confident person. I was born like this. I was born confident. This is who I am. But that was not always your story. You had to grow into this. You had to come out of your shell, out of this snail shell. It took you some time. And some of you guys are still birthing you out. But this is what people see. They don't see this torment that you've had to go through and heal. So you're going to be an inspiration. So continue to do the work. Continue to help people. Some of you guys are into candle magic. I'm getting too. Something with sigils. Maybe you guys have a tattoo of a sigil on your body. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up. So how to stay spiritually connected to the divine and your spiritual divine team. How to stay spiritually connected through self, within yourself, within your spiritual team, within your soul tribe. How to stay spiritually connected. The star. You are the star. And similar to Pile, or one of the other Piles, Temperance. Yeah, have patience with your process. Have patience with your journey. Because a lot of you guys, I feel like, through your faith and through your belief, it's like you have to continuously seek out that light, seek out that faith within yourself through your process, especially for those of you that have more of a shadow work calling, more so than light work. I feel like it's both, goes hand in hand, but some of you guys might be called to more so deal with the shadow side of things and healing through that and bringing light in dark spaces. You are the light in the dark. So you have to continuously believe in your process and believe in your journey and have that faith, because it wasn't easy. People don't see all of that, and you might not see yourself. You see this man, his angel wings are kind of faint in the back. You can't really see them because he looks like a regular guy, kind of looks a little rugged, but he's an earth angel. He has a process, he has a journey that he was assigned to and called to, and to bring balance into different energies and elements. And it's 1111 on the views and the likes right now as I'm saying this. So you guys might resonate with that number. That is your number of awakening, your number of reminder of your divine purpose, your divine calling. I'm hearing You guys don't have to resonate with the Bible. This isn't Christian Bible thumping session or nothing. I'm just resonating with Bible scriptures. But I'm hearing the scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. So you have to remind yourself that Spirit has a plan to prosper you and not to harm you. And the story of prophet Jeremiah was that he felt like he was, uneligible, ill-equipped, or just not mature enough, or the right person to be chosen to be a prophet to speak. So he pushed his assignment away. Some of you guys feel like you're not, who am I to speak to people my past, especially if you're a male. You might say to yourself, oh, well, I have a past, I was this, I was that. For some of you, I don't know whose pile this is, but some of you guys might have dabbled a lot in dark arts, or some type of dark arts, and you feel like, who am I to be a light worker to people because of where I came from, what I've done to people, what type of person I was, the type of things that I was into. How can I be someone called to be a helper to someone? But that your testimony, your breakthrough, your freedom, your deliverance, your redemption from that is what's going to inspire people who are still in that same energy or caught in that but want to be free or wish to be their authentic true selves. And for this group, you guys may have a major calling with the star and the temperance. No matter the level of influence, I always say it's still influential, because even if you're not supposed to be this big star or whatever, or have a big platform, you're going to spark someone else that might be inspired to have that big platform, or might be someone that is meant to be a star. You inspired that person. The light in you, the divinity in you, the God in you sparked that other person's divinity and light and God within them. So it doesn't matter the level of influence if the job is getting done. That's all it is. So I'm going to leave it at that. That was the message. That was the reading. So I hope that this was helpful to somebody, and will be helpful whenever you guys come across this, because this is timeless to your current season and energy of your journey. There might be little reminders along your journey, or it's just for the right now where you're at in your journey with your light work and spiritual work. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys be blessed. Y'all be safe. Timestamps will be up shortly. And until the next reading, peace.